had to be the one to ask him to leave.
Guillermo saw me laughing and writing on my phone. When he asked me who I was writing, I told him it's none of his business.
So I would go through her text messages. She was like, it was so good seeing you. Like, that kiss was amazing.
I swear I thought I just broke up with him.
How are you gonna forget? Did you really change?
He legitimately thinks that I'm cheating on him.
My performance for my new single, Lento, is in just a few hours. He's making it very clear if he doesn't show up that he has no interest in fixing our marriage.
Awesome! Happily Ever After Season 9 is a few episodes in, and there is one couple that, unlike most of the other couples, that has been sharing their very raw marriage struggles, and now their possible separation. I'm talking about Kara and Guillermo. They are the only couple that seems to have a real storyline, and really the only problem I'm having with them is that I realized while watching this new season that my memory on their history on the show is a bit fuzzy. Because of that, when their segments come on, I feel like although their faces are familiar, I'm missing information on their before times. Like I need a refresher on their entire story. Let me explain what I mean. Happily Ever After for Kara and Guillermo started off with setting a very specific scene. A few years into their marriage, Kara is frustrated. Guillermo is working at a restaurant, but previously had 2 jobs and recently quit one of those jobs, the one that was paying for their health insurance. That insurance being for him, Kara, and their young son, Nico. Kara is working as well as a real estate agent and is feeling the weight of carrying their family financially. It's clear that Guillermo is unsure of what he wants to do with his career, even toying with the idea of joining the military to get better benefits for his family again. But he also has a dream to be a pilot. That right now is not financially realistic. The tension between these two is very obvious. They even have a scene revealing that they're not sleeping in the same bed anymore. There is this overall tone that the main stress level is coming from Guillermo not committing to many of the ideas he has for a career. And really the first impressions are very much coming from Kara's perspective. Most of the struggles described are first explained by her and how she is feeling hurt. Her feelings are justifiable. Guillermo quit his job without talking to her about it first, and this was also depicted in 90 Day Diaries, where he also talks about wanting to go to school to be a pilot. And when she asks when he would have time to go to school while he's also working full-time, he explains that he already put in his 2-week notice at the job with benefits.
Are you joking? Oh. Everything falls on me to carry this whole family all the time. I'm just over it.
But as their disagreements play out on camera, we find out that although Kara doesn't want to support Guillermo's dream, she has a dream of her own. I think the whole music video thing, or whatever garbage this was that she did with the 90 Day Bad Boys, was a pretty good hint of what her dream is. Kara is a singer and says that her career doing this is popping off, and she acts like her dream is different because it doesn't move them away from their support system, it doesn't cost a lot of money, yet she says that Guillermo doesn't like her music. But when you start to get more of Guillermo's perspective, which we don't get a lot of at first on Happily Ever After, that's when you realize that Kara's perspective is really only one side of the story. Because Guillermo doesn't dislike her music for no reason. And it's not as much the music, but more of the lifestyle that her music brings. And that's when I start to remember. Kara likes to party. Kara likes to do whatever Kara wants. And while I don't think that Guillermo is completely innocent, I definitely don't think these issues are one-sided. So in this video, let's take a look back on Kara and Guillermo's 90 Day Fiancé season. When you first see Kara and Guillermo on screen together, you can really feel their chemistry. And to be honest, I actually don't think I would have noticed their age gap at all if it didn't end up being a massive topic their entire season. Kara is 29 and Guillermo is 23. Not only is that pointed out repeatedly, but Kara also really likes to talk about how young Guillermo is, like in a way that's uncomfortable.
This waiter strolled up to our table, and my colleague was like, yeah, Kara, he's cute, but he's super young. She thought he was like a young boy, which he probably, I mean, he was, but he's a beautiful young boy.
Like, oh, okay. She says at one point that he was 21 when they met, but when Guillermo gets his hair cut in another scene, he says that they've been together for more like 3 years.
We're about to have 3 years. Wow.
So he was more like 20 years old. I don't know. The whole vibe she gives off talking about him being young just gives me the ick.
Oh, Cara quiere los niños. Ella quiere, vamos a hacer como un toddler.
And it bothers him too. When she makes jokes about it, he really does not like it.
It pisses me off.
So these two met in the Dominican Republic. He proposed, and then they had to wait a year for him to come to the US. At the beginning, him being from Venezuela caused some nerves when it came to his expired passport upon arrival. Kara actually ended up escorting him from the Dominican Republic to the US because she was so worried that he would not be able to enter. But after that, all of the focus shifts to Kara, wondering if Guillermo's age would negatively impact their relationship.
If I didn't push Guillermo, I don't think things would get done. I mean, I had to do all of his K1 paperwork. Sometimes I'm, a little concerned about how young he is.
And on Guillermo's side, there was a battle of control. He wanted to be treated like an adult and felt like Kara treated him like a child. Like this disagreement about buying Guillermo a laptop.
You've never used a computer in your life. Why do you need it now?
I had a computer in the yard.
Okay, and what did you use it for?
Guillermo thinks that Kara talks down to him and doesn't let him make any decisions. And Kara thinks that he's not very financially responsible. These are all small, petty arguments, really. But a big issue arises when we learn that Kara's partying is more than Guillermo can handle.
Every time that you drink, I know almost exactly how you're gonna end.
How does it end?
Drunk, not remembering what happened the last night.
From the beginning of 90 Day Fiancé, Kara describes how she loved to travel all over the world, and a big part of that was her party lifestyle.
Like, I am the epitome of party girl on like the highest level.
And she definitely did not drop that lifestyle when Guillermo arrived.
She definitely lives her life like on Kara's terms.
As their 90 days progress, we also learn a lot more about Kara since she's now living back in her hometown. We even get scenes of her attending her high school reunion.
I was definitely a cheerleader my entire life. It was fun. It was like kind of like how they make it look in the movies, the good parts.
And not only did she go to the reunion, she also made balloons for it. Kara has had a lot of odd jobs. I'll give her credit, she keeps her income flowing. And one of those jobs that she had that became a really popular one during COVID was making balloon designs. So she makes a design for her reunion. During the setup though, there's some stress. Guillermo is helping her set up the balloons, and we learn that Kara is about to see an ex of hers.
We're quite serious. We spent the last 2 years of high school together.
Side note, during this rewatch, it's still funny to me watching this like years later that all of their bickering that was going on during setting up the balloons, she wants them to look good, that this is what they end up looking like. Like, that's it. Anyways, the reunion starts, and of course, her ex arrives. The show probably set all of this up, but wow. The interactions between Kara and her ex are just so painful to watch.
You remember prom when your mom caught us?
I like how there was so much focus on Guillermo being young, but he actually seems like the most mature out of these three people.
I'm not even gonna lie, bro. We were up each other's asses. What? I'm not gonna lie, we were in love bad.
We find out two things here. One, Guillermo is not the only significant other to think that Kara is controlling.
Like, if it don't go this way, Kara's losing.
I'm a visionary.
Is she controlling with you?
And two, this guy says Kara cheated on him.
So I would go through her text messages. She was like, it was so good seeing you. Like, that kiss was amazing.
And the craziest part about this is that Kara doesn't remember that she cheated on him.
When he said that, I was like, oh yeah, I did kiss that guy in massage school.
Damn.
When Guillermo asks her about it later, her explanation just sounds worse.
I actually forgot. Well, it wasn't significant for me, obviously.
And if you've been watching Happily Ever After, the current season, this is some pretty wild foreshadowing.
Did you really change?
I mean, she can try to cheat on me. I will just leave her.
This topic seems to plant seeds of doubt for Guillermo, but they work through it more or less, and the focus again shifts because their 90 days are quickly counting down. They start to plan their wedding, and the control battle continues. They go back and forth between having a small wedding and having a bigger wedding. Kara wants to save money, Guillermo wants a bigger celebration, and again, they don't agree on how much Kara wants to go out and party. At this point, Guillermo's age is now irrelevant to the story because he's the one over here staying home, doing laundry, while Kara wants to go out. Even her friends are like in denial that she's settling down.
Kara being engaged right now is really weird. I'm not 100% sure that they'd be together in 5 years.
But a tragedy in Guillermo's family shifts the dynamic. Guillermo's brother passes away unexpectedly back home. Kara is Guillermo's only support in the US, and she does a good job of trying to be there for her fiancé, even agreeing to compromise on a larger wedding. The pressure of getting married in the 90 days still causes tension and doubts for Guillermo with how she treats him and her party lifestyle.
Are you not gonna change those things? Like when we go out, I wanna go home, and then you are super mean.
But overall, though, at the end of the day, they come together and decide to go forward with getting married. They have her bachelorette party, where I still swear that they planted these random actors to attend. Like this woman who has a necklace that says one name, Camila, and then is labeled as Jasmine. But they do it. They get married, and their wedding is sweet. It feels like they do really love each other, care about each other, but they do still have a lot to figure out. And they end their 90 days with talking about their plans for the future.
There's a lot of areas of our life that we need to work on before we bring kids into this situation.
I feel ready.
Not now.
Yeah, she says not now. But they reveal on the tell-all that they are expecting a baby. The tell-all isn't really interesting. It doesn't really add anything to their story. Kara does get called out for treating Guillermo like a child.
Motivated, direct.
Okay. Or controlling.
The bringing out of her ex again really just feels pointless.
You gotta leave Ozzy Osbourne in the past. You got James Bond now.
And we don't see them again on a Happily Ever After season after this. We just have a quick check-in on 90 Day Diaries when they have their baby boy. And I will say they seem to be doing okay on that update, but we do get another update later on another 90 Day Diaries episode, and this is when we find out that their job situation has become a big stressor. So let's circle back to Happily Ever After season 9. I feel like I have their story fresh in my mind. We have the background information about their journey. So now let's go back to the scene where Kara explains that Guillermo moved out.
He left. He moved out.
I think this is now much more interesting. This scene was after Guillermo had agreed to see one of Kara's performances. His friend at work even encouraged him to be there for his wife. Show up to one of her performances, even if it's for just a little bit. But then he saw her texting someone.
When he asked me who I was writing, I told him it's none of his business. He legitimately thinks that I'm cheating on him.
It just strikes me as so odd that she kicks him out. And now, knowing what we know about her history with her ex, what was it that her ex said at the reunion?
So I would go through her text messages. She was like, it was so good seeing you. Like, that kiss was amazing.
Did she cheat and forget again? I have to wonder if Guillermo remembered that too. And Kara, come on. It's none of his business. And also now we remember that you cheated before by texting someone. That makes this feel so much worse on her side. I also want to add that we don't know who she was talking to, right? And in the back of my head, I'm wondering if it was her ex, Chris.
He raps, and so he looks like a rapper.
I would get you on one of my songs.
I'm down.
Now I feel worse about this on her side. I also want to mention a few other things that people have brought up in comments of my last video. Kara does have an OnlyFans. And I mean, a lot of people have those now. But doesn't it feel weird to have OnlyFans content when you're not sleeping with your husband? If they were together happy, he was supportive of it, that's one thing. But you're not sleeping in the same bed and you're making OnlyFans content? Doesn't that feel kind of weird? I also found this article saying that it was a big reason for Kara and Guillermo not getting along too. I don't know where they got this information, but it would make sense. It says that Kara had been switching her OnlyFans on and off, but she's pulled in a lot of likes, and it also says that she has a strong subscriber base. I get her trying to like hustle and make money for her family, but I cannot imagine that that would go well given their situation, right? Especially if she was doing OnlyFans now that he's kicked out too, and texting someone. That combination sounds bad. So overall, since the beginning, they've argued about control. They've argued about Kara's partying, Guillermo not being financially responsible. All of those little things have definitely now blown up. Now, the fact that her OnlyFans is supposedly again active, and we saw her on the 90-day Bad Boys music video trash, which by the way was just cringe. This tells me that she has zero plans to change her lifestyle. She's gonna do what she wants, just like she has been. And if anything, it seems like she's leaning into it more, expecting Guillermo to follow along while also not supporting what he wants to do. And I'm guessing that when they had a baby, she probably slowed down her partying ways temporarily. But now they definitely don't seem to be on the same page, and she seems more like the one that doesn't want to try anymore. I did get the impression that Guillermo wanted to work things out. So leave a comment below what you think about this. I really am not on Kara's side at all. If you can't tell, going back and rewatching their season made me even less on her side than I was before. And I also remembered what that stupid tattoo says on her finger. It says not fussed, which means she's not bothered.
Not fussed? It means like I don't give a
Man, you need to get that redone.
And yes, it really seems to be how Kara is. She's not bothered as long as she has control and she's doing what she wants to do. On a preview, we see that even though she asked him to move out, she wants him to come to her show.
He's making it very clear if he doesn't show up that he has no interest in fixing our marriage.
And I'm just waiting to hear Guillermo's perspective on this whole possible forgetful cheating thing. Especially after rewatching, I don't think their issues in their marriage are as one-sided as Kara claims they are. And she seems checked out and done, wanting to move forward with her career. Which, if her being on the 90-day Bad Boys music video reels is her moving forward in her career, good luck, Kara. Make sure to follow me on Instagram if you haven't already. And also, this is my QR code to my Snapchat. Make sure to follow my public profile. I will be posting often on there. Anyways, thanks for watching. Bye!